everyone, I hope everybody's doing well. Today I'll be filming a very different look to what I am used to. I just picked up the NYX neon or vivid liners that come in like 7 different colors, from the bright whites to the yellows and the pinks and the blues and purples and whatnot, and I wanted to try something very different today. I am not used to this look that I've got on my face, let me tell you for that for sure, but if you want to know how I got this look, please keep watching. For starters, I am really sorry if it looks a bit too dark. I do have 2 soft boxes next to me and a ring light in front of me, but the camera that I'm using is a Samsung NX Mini and it doesn't work as well as all of the DSLRs out there. I will be getting a camera shortly. I have left it overseas with my grandparents, which I am going overseas in 2 months, but until then, this is all I have. So getting into the makeup look, I'm going to be using a lot of hydrating products for starters because my skin has been up to complete ever since winter or autumn started rolling around. Before I put any product on my face, I'll be going in with the Springfield's Golden Jojoba Moisturising Facial Oil. I've used this every single day, every single night before going to bed and before applying my nighttime skincare routine, and honestly it does wonders. Like I've said on my channel before, I do have a really dry nose in these sort of climates, and for these type of weathers, this has been my little savior in a bottle. Honestly, I bought it from Priceline here in Australia and I think it was about $15. I'm not too sure, but it is a miracle in a bottle. Now if you have skin like me that dries out according to the weather or is oily according to the weather and the place you're in, the condition you're in, I'd really recommend you guys going ahead and before applying any facial makeup cosmetic product, I'd go in with either a really thick moisturizer, even a night cream if that's what you got at home, but I'd really go in with an oil before any makeup product is on. Now because my skin is very dry and very tight at the moment, I'm going to be showing you guys how to prep your skin before applying any foundation or any product on your face so that you can still have that healthy glowy dew to the face in these sort of weathers. So I'll just basically be getting the dripper, as you can see, and popping just a few dabs onto my face. And even if you're oily, there should be no problems whatsoever because oil battles off oil. If you dry your skin out thinking it's going to get rid of the oily skin, you are completely 110% wrong. Your skin will freak out and fight against that and produce more oil to keep it at its present state and present condition. So you use oil to fight the oil and ease your skin from freaking out. And by the way guys, I will leave a link down in the description bar below for where you can grab these lenses from. I'm wearing the Soletica natural lenses in the color Mel. I am in love with them. Like I said, like I've raved about on my channel and on my Instagram, you can't feel them. They are prescribed. You can get them prescribed as well when you're filling out the form to buy them. They're 365 days worth of lenses. I mean, 1 whole year. Wear them every single day, all day long, and you get no irritations. You can't even feel them in your eyes. I sometimes forget that I'm actually wearing lenses, to be honest. We'll leave their link in the description bar below, and I will also leave my little coupon code that you can use at the checkouts for free shipping. So secondly, I'm going to be going in with the Benefit It's Potent Eye Cream. Like I've said, my skin's up so I feel like it needs a little bit of TLC, and I'll just be using my ring finger on the back of my acrylic nail and popping that on there and just rubbing that in. Now if you do have excess on your finger, you can go in the sides of your nose because I tend to crust up there. I know it's gross, but I tend to crust up there as well. And now to fill in my pores, I'll be using the Professional by Benefit, and I'll just be putting this on my T-zone. I won't be using this everywhere, just where your pores are visible on your face. And then for my primer, I'll be going in with my Tony Moly Flash Primer. This has also got SPF 30 in it, so it's good if it's a sunny day. Not like today's sunny, it's very gloomy out. And already my skin is definitely feeling a lot more hydrated and a lot more supple than what it was 2 seconds ago. So for my foundation, as always, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Matte and Polish in the shade 220 Natural Beige. And I'll be blending that in with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender. And I really need to wash this Beauty Blender. It's actually disgusting that I've kept it like this for 2 weeks, but anyway. So now that I have done my base makeup, I'm not going to be going in with my concealer just as yet because I want to do my eyebrows first and get that out of the way so I can conceal my brows as well. So for my brows, I've changed things up again. I'll be using the Essence Eyebrow Designer Pencil in the shade 01 Black. I've recently just purchased this little bad boy and I couldn't find a black eye pencil or eye crayon that I was happy with up until I visited Priceline the other day, surprisingly. But I'm in love with it now. I got my sister to use it as well, and yesterday we did go out and buy her a foundation primer brow pencil, but she got the darkest brown, I think that was in the Essence range. I absolutely love it. It's only $2. Go out and try it, guys, if you haven't. Essence honestly is so underrated. It is the minimal of as in product money value, but as in product value, it's actually up tops. Like, it's so blendable, it's so pigmented, and it honestly surprises me at their products in general, and they're so cute with the packaging as well. So as you guys know, I will be brushing out my eyebrows to get the excess foundation or whatever that just went over it, and then I'll be brushing them down so I can see the upper line of my eyebrow, and then I'll just be lining that up softly, and then brushing my brow hairs back up again and doing the same thing on the bottom half. Very light-handed. As you can see, I am holding the brush by the tip. I am not holding it at the very beginning, so I'm holding it at the tip and I am feathering it. I'm going even more light-handed when you get to the beginning. I don't need to fill in my brows that much. They are very full anyway, but I do have some sparse areas that need a bit of taming. So that's it there for the pencil part of my brows. I will be going on later on with my Maybelline Brow Drama to set them into place and to color the tops of it a little bit, but because I am going to be using more powder products, as in foundation, like setting powder and stuff, I am not going to do anything to my brows at the moment. Alright, so to conceal my eyebrows and underneath my eyes, I'll be using the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade 20 Light. You guys know that I love this. I do not need to rave about this little bad boy any more than what I have, because I do honestly, I sound like a broken record watching back to my videos. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this as per usual. You guys know that I love it. You guys know that I've already told you to go out and try it and leave me comments or DMs on Instagram as to how you felt about it. So for the application of this concealer, because it doesn't come with this, like, it doesn't come with a little sponge or anything, I just use the back of my hand, and honestly that much is all I need, literally, for my brows and underneath my eyes, because it is so thick in their texture and it is so full coverage that a little does really go a long way. And to line my brows, I'll be using my Napoleon Purtis BR17 brush. And then for underneath my eyes, I'll just be blending that with my Real Techniques beauty sponge. As for blending it for my eyebrows, I just use the tips of my ring fingers, so I'll just buff that in as so. And now to set my face, I'll be using my Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder Foundation in the shade Medium Tan. You guys know I love this little thing so much. I made my sister buy it yesterday, actually. At some price lines, I realized they've only got natural and they've got darkest brown. They never have the medium tan, so I'm actually like dying. Because I'm freaking out that I'm not going to be able to get another one. So I feel like a little, you know, I feel like I have to stock up as soon as I can. But coming back to the product itself, it's amazing. It's very fresh, as the name says it. Like, I can't find anything bad to say about it. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't dry your face out. I don't know. It's just beautiful. And to set my face, I'll be using my Napoleon Purtis BR23 brush. And as you can see, I'll just be dabbing that into the product and then wiping it over my face. I'm not going to pack it on. And now we can set our eyebrows. So to set my brows, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade Dark Brown, and I'll be running that upwards, following my natural hair, the way naturally my hair falls, and the same thing on this side. And now you guys know that I have a beauty spot right here, as you guys can see, and right above my brow. So on top of that, I'll be going with the Model's Preferred Brow Tint Semi Permanent Color. The reason why I choose this is because it's an ink, it's not a pencil, and it doesn't wipe off, and I've got to scrub it off to get it off at the end of the day. And it's the closest thing you can get to a natural. So what I do there is I put it on and then I just like blend it in. So now for my contour, you guys know that I use nothing but the Australia's Queen C contouring and highlighting kit. I did buy this for my sister as well. I'm that in love, so I'm getting all of my family members, myself, getting them Australia's products for them to try it. And you know what? They end up loving it as much as I do. So I'll be going in with the contour shade right there, and then later on, after I do my contouring and bronzing, I will brighten up with the powder banana shade underneath my contour and just on top of where I put my concealer. And for that, as per usual, I am waiting for new brushes. They're on their way, but I'll be using my Napoleon Purtis BR22. I've used this brush so much that the actual Napoleon Purtis name and the BR22 at the back is like fading off. But as for the pigment of the product, as you can see, I just dab it in there with the tip. I'm holding it at the tip. I just dab it in there, shake my excess off, and I've got enough product to contour that one side of my cheek. And now you guys know that I do highlight before I do put my blush on. So for my highlight, I'll be using the Australis Strobe Light Illuminating Powders, and I will be going in with the shades 1 and 2. So for that, I'll be using my Real Techniques setting brush, and I'll just dab it into the shade number 1 and running that on my high cheekbones. So that's layer 1, it's layer 2, and this is layer 3. And then grabbing that shade 2 right there, the pink shade, and I'll be running that again 3 layers over the top of that. And now for my blush, I'll be using my MAC Sheer Tone Shimmer Blush in the shade Dolly Me. It is very, very, very pink, but a little bit goes a long way, and I'll show you just how to use it. So I get my, I'm using my Real Techniques blush brush, dab it on, and when I mean dab, I do put a bit of pressure on it so it bounces back off. And already, as you can see, there is so much pigment in that brush. I do not need this much pigment in the brush. I will tap my excess off, and then I will smile and put it on that way, just on the apples of my cheek. And I do not go in and rub it on, I just feather it on. And now to bronze up the rest of my face, I'll be using the Rimmel London Sun Shimmer 3-in-1 Shimmering Bronzer in the shade 002 Bronze Goddess. I have not tried this product as yet. I've just recently discovered it and picked it up a week ago, I think, and I haven't tried it at all. I've saved it for a video. So a little bit of a first impression. It does come with a light, medium and dark shade. It doesn't write the shades that is in it, but I'm guessing you can use it as singles or swipe it together and use it as one. So today I'll be using it all as one, and again I'll be using my BR22 brush for that. So I'm giving it a generous swipe and mainly focusing on the darker shades because I do want to bronze up my face. So we'll see how that goes. And again, like I said before, I'll be using the banana shade from my Australia's contouring and highlighting kit, and using it right underneath my jawline, like where my contour ends, and right underneath where I put my concealer, just to brighten it up and straighten my contouring a little bit more. And then for that, I'll be using my BH Cosmetics 124 brush. And then now to contour my nose, I'll be using my Napoleon Purda's Pressed Powder Foundation in the shade N5 or Topaz. Now to give my highlighter a little pop of colour, so I'll be going in with my MAC Show Gold, and I'll be using my setting brush from the Real Techniques, grabbing my Fix Plus and giving that a little spray, and then applying that. Oh my god. So now time to move in for my eye products, and I'll be using my Too Faced Sweet Peaches palette, and for my base shade I'll be going in with White Peach. And now for my transition shade, I'll be going in with Puree, and I'll be using my BR16 brush for this one. As you can see, I am focusing this shade solely on my brow bone and halfway up. So where the product is not as pigmented, I push that up into my crease and on top of my brow bone. And now for the inner corner, I'll be using Charmed I'm Sure with the same brush. So I'm focusing on the outer V and working that in. Please notice how I am holding my brushes at each and every step of this tutorial, because the way I hold my brush has a lot to do with how my eye makeup turns out at the very end. And then with my BH Cosmetics Shine Expo palette, I'll be using that shade from the middle row with the same brush again, and on this one I'm just going to be focusing this on the top half of my eyelid. So this shade has nothing to do with your actual eyelid, it's on top of your brow bone, so it can give it the ombre sort of effect, and so that the shades that you've used don't look so dark. And also we'll just be warming things up with this shade as well. So for my actual eyelid, I'm going to be using the shade Delectable, and on top of that, Talk Derby to Me from the Sweet Peaches palette, and I'm going to be using a flat top brush for that one. So for that, I'll be using my Napoleon Purda's BR14 brush. First off, going with Delectable with no Fix Plus on it. So I'm going to be focusing this on the inner corner, and then I'll be buffing them out together using my BH Cosmetics 129 brush. So I'll be buffing that out from the inner corner to the outer corner and doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now for my brow bone, I'll be using White Peach again to highlight and emphasize underneath my brows. And then on top of that shade, I'll be I'll be using my Napoleon Purtis Loose Eye Dust in the shade Violet Femme. I'll just show you a little close-up of it. So it's just basically a loose pigment. It just glides on. You can use this as a foiled shade as well to emphasize your look even more. And then for my bottom lash line, I'll be using Summer Yum again on the outer corners. And then going in Charmed, I'm sure, on the very end. Just smoke it out even more. So judging by this look, I'm kind of scared of how the makeup is going to end out. But I have picked up the new, well, it is new in Australia. I picked up the new NYX Vivid Brights Liquid Liners. And I've just picked up the Vivid Sapphire shade. And I actually do have the white. Yeah, I do have their white liner as well. So I know how amazing they are in product. But I'm going to be putting my liner with this shade just to try it out. I am trying something very out of my comfort zone today. I have no idea where this tutorial is leading, but let's hope for the best. Wish me luck. I mean, it's not something I'd go for on the ordinary, but getting a little bit creative. I have done so many natural glam or full glow glam looks on my channel that I did actually want to change things up a bit. So that's why I chose to do this look, and it's nice. I wouldn't wear it out. I mean, I kind of would. I don't know. Judging me. So first off, I do want a bit more of a pigment in my lower lash line because it seems like there's barely any there, and I want more color on my lower lash line. And then I'll be going in with my NYX Liquid White Liner, and I'll be emphasizing my wing and my inner corners so we can create a little bit of more dimension and more cat eye look in my inner corners as well. So again, going in with Charmed, I'm sure, on my lower lash line. And then using the white liquid liner on my wing, going in very light-handed as well. So just before I put in my falsies, I'll be going in with my Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Boost Waterproof Mascara. And then while we're waiting for my eyelash glue to dry up, I'll be going in with my Essence Lip Liner in the shade 07 Cute Pink. For my lashes, I did pick these up from eBay. I don't know what style they are, but I can definitely leave a link to the person that I have got it off. I'll leave a direct link so you guys can be directed to the style and the actual website that I bought it off. They're very fluffy, very cheap. I think they're about $1.50. Don't quote me. But yeah, I'll leave a link down below so you guys can know where I got it from. So while my lashes are drying, I'll be going in with my lip products now. And for my lips, I'll be using my NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick Rouge in the shade Soft Spoken. I've used this is like my 5th time in a row using it. I'm in love with it. So this is my end result. As I have mentioned before, I am not used to this sort of makeup look, but I did definitely get out of my comfort zone today and I wanted to try something very, very different. I've tried brights on my channel before. I've tried colorful, I've tried dark, I've tried natural, smoky, glamorous, bronze. So basically I have covered everything. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it, please give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. And until then guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.